Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. We got this to look forward to. This is today. There's a national security meeting that focuses on Bitcoin strategy. This is in regards to the Bitcoin reserve. Supposedly, this is phrased as buying Bitcoin is national security. This is important because we're not alone. There's a lot of other nations that may have started already, and we don't want to lose our dominance in this. So this is kind of interesting. This is actually happening today. I didn't hear about it until today that there's some kind of national security meeting focused on Bitcoin. But I have a feeling it's not just going to be focused on Bitcoin. It's going to be focused on Bitcoin and stables. President Trump has been saying a lot of good things about the Genius Act. Says that he'll sign it right now if it gets passed through the House. So he definitely wants it passed. His right-hand man, so to speak, Scott Benson, also says the Genius Bill will do great things for the dollar, keeping it the dominant currency of the world, help bring more interest into U.S. treasuries, which is something we really need as a nation. We need more people to keep buying treasuries and all that good stuff. So obviously, stable coins, even though it seems like they're quite boring, a lot of us are used to it, and it seems like you can't make any money from it. That's not true. That's not true. But I do think this will also, the surging interest and surging interest and surging, I guess, attention that we're getting from this is going to be good overall, right? As a whole. And the companies that are involved are benefiting greatly right now. But this is a huge priority for the US. This is not just a huge priority, I mean, and other countries too. South Korea have come out and said that they are going to come out with their own stablecoin bill. Europe has their own MiCA, and there's many others that are following suit. So this is very important. Bitcoin and stables, two of the main focuses of the new administration. All right. But before we talk more stables, Bitcoin continues to hold its floor, 100K floor, even though, I mean, just yesterday we're at 104. We touched 103, over the weekend. But many of you guys have noticed that Bitcoin is just so solid. It doesn't seem like it wants to go below 100K anymore. It's just staying solid, even though alts have gotten weaker, but Bitcoin continues to stay strong. And I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out, no pun intended, that we got all this buying going on. So of course, it's going to stay steady. Every single day, basically, I'm covering about some new company buying more Bitcoin, right? Like every single day, it seems like. Today, I don't have one, but I'm sure there are companies that bought a lot of Bitcoin. ETF inflows continue to be a major thing, too. In fact, I don't have that pulled up. Let's take a look if I can. Where's my ETF inflow thing? I don't have it. It disappeared. I'll have to find it during Q&A. But ETF inflow, I'm sure, is up. And we'll see. Once I pull it up. But outside of just massive buying, you do have a lot of things happening, right? I've been talking about Bitcoin DeFi for a month now. Bitcoin DeFi, it's actually starting to get pretty hot And now you have exchanges like Kraken that's go offer staking through this partnership called Babylon, right? And there's many others that are kind of doing the same thing. Babylon is one of them. Goat Network is another one. Core is another one. There are a lot of projects just focused on providing yield for your Bitcoin. Now, a lot of the yield is not native Bitcoin. It's more like the token of the project, but still you're getting something. And a lot of it is self-custody, where you don't even have to move your Bitcoin off. You're just locking it, excuse me, in a smart contract within your own wallet, right? So it's very interesting how Bitcoin Fi or BTC Fi is evolving. And now with the more favorable regulations, things can happen. Like stuff like this. Remember, Kraken got sued for staking. They got sued and they lost. They got rid of staking and they paid, I forgot how much, to the SEC. This was just like last year. And now look at how things have changed. It's quite interesting. You know what? I haven't heard anything about James Wynn, but I guess there's another big whale that's starting to pile up some longs. Not as big as James Wynn, but there are a lot of people that these like whales out of nowhere that are piling up their longs. This always makes me a little fearful because whenever we see this, we tend to see the market makers do their thing and drive markets the other direction to kind of liquidate these people. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the sentiment is strong and strong enough to keep on carrying us forward because we know that next leg is coming. We know it's coming. And interesting enough, retail sentiment right now being at a low is actually one of the signals that this next leg is up. And it's interesting because whenever you have like bearish sentiment, like when retail is like, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go higher. You know, we got all this stuff that's holding us back. You know, whenever we go through those times is actually like a precursor, like right before the next leg. That's what happened back last year and earlier this year. I mean, there's been many instances where, yeah, because, you know, retail just does not have diamond hands like the long-term investors or the institutions. Retail turn bearish very, very quickly. And whenever we see that, that's actually a good signal. So we'll see. Maybe that next leg up is right around the corner. Here's another indicator that retail, with their lettuce hands, actually have been selling off their Bitcoin, while the big whales, or just long-term holders, let's say, not even whales, anyone with over 10 Bitcoin has been stacking sats during this boring down time. You could see that kind of like purple line going upwards and that blue line going downwards. No. We want both to be going up, not one going down. So it kind of sucks. But, you know, that's just how retail is. That's why Bitcoin is so strong and why alts are so weak, because retail gets scared, gets bored, gets whatever, and then they lose interest and they leave. That's not what we want. We want everyone to come in and stay. Yeah, so we got a couple of charts, again, showing this breakout that we're waiting for is still in play, and it's coming. Here's one that this is what is it? Descending broadening wedge pattern. Looks pretty similar, and we're testing the top. That's usually what happens. You retest like the top, and then it's explosion time, right? So we just gotta wait.